Alright, this is a video, hopefully a short video, um, as we spoke about on our staff meeting on November 18th, where I'm going through the contents of orientation to try and give people an idea of what to look for and things that need to be focused on. Let me start by saying this. Um, the best way to get good at the grading at this, unfortunately, is just knowing the assignments. So, as you go through and do more, they're going to start to become familiar. I mean, like anything, but since a lot of these aren't, don't have anything to do with math or English or anything like that, it just a familiarity with the instructions is going to do you the best. So whenever you have an opportunity, if you literally have some downtime, literally just to go through some of these assignments to see what's in there, what the actual product that they turn in looks like, and all that fun stuff. But that said, I can go through and give you some of the areas that require the most attention. Now, first of all, this one right here, folder number 2, that's our favorite because everything in here is graded automatically. So you'll never have to do anything in there other than possibly explain something. So that's that one. And then what it used to be, the old orientation was basically this folder right here. These two folders are the old ones that we're used to. They used to just be in one folder together. Now they're split into two. And then they had this one right here. I don't remember what it was called, but this is the one where they have to use that website for job shadowing. So if you do remember looking into it, that's sort of the breakdown. Some of it, a lot of the assignments are similar, if not identical. But now let me go through what's in here now. So here's the first one they'll come into. A lot of new stuff in here, an awful lot of new stuff. All of this stuff right here is for kind of getting them oriented towards working online, working with Schoology, working with our kind of format, things like that. This one right here, Who Am I? This used to be the letter of introduction. They seem to have scrapped that altogether. It's no longer even required that they write a full-on letter anymore. They have a few different options to it. But that said, here, I'll go ahead and show you real quickly. The idea is they've got a couple of different choices. The first one is they can, sorry, I'm speaking very slowly here, waiting for it to pop up. The first one is they can do a free write. Like that's kind of the old format. The other one is fill in the blanks, where it just kind of has this format of what we would like to see students write about, talk a little bit about past schooling, things like that, and they just fill in the blanks. The last one, they make a video introduction of themselves. Okay, so that's that one. That's the Who Am I. Then this right here is, they're going to figure out if they're kinesthetic or something like that. This one's a really simple one, talking about Sciatec's goals. And then this is the one that I really wanted to point out, my plan to graduate. And the reason I'm pointing this one out is because this one really has to be done by done with one of us. In fact, I'm probably going to change the text in it to say, don't even try and do this without a teacher, because they need their ILP. And I've had some students who've gone in and done this guy, and now I'm going to have to go back and redo it because some students have filled it out not knowing their credits, stuff like that. But it basically does this. Starts out, where they get an opportunity to talk a little bit about this kind of stuff, why they're here, what they're trying to get out of it, get to talk about their stress a little bit, and then the objective is to do this, right? Like, here's how many credits I have, here's how many credits I need this many, and then they would go through and they would literally map out their schedule, and we are supposed to kind of help them out, based on this, to try and pick a realistic goal. And I'm assuming it's in new courses that are coming out for the other classes, but in English, in all the new courses, at the end of every course, they're supposed to reset. They're supposed to check this out again. They look at it again. Okay, how am I doing? Do I need any more classes, things like that, and do I need to adjust this right there? It could be a really useful tool, not only in having them have a clear idea of what they need to do to begin with, but also a more realistic idea of like, when am I going to finish? When am I going to finish? That kind of thing. So that's that one. And like I said, that one, we all should get familiar with this form, and we're going to have to help them with that because they can't do it otherwise. And then this one right here is the one where they do their testing. It is not totally crucial that we walk them through this assignment, but since we're supposed to be proctoring them while they do the tests anyways, this is also one that really should only be done with us. They'll fill out the form better. It asks them to write down their scores, but I'm still not even sure students can see their scores. And if they can, I don't know where to tell them to go. So, it requires us to be able to say, here's what you got, kind of thing like that. This is all about time improvement and things like that, So, again, just something you'll have to look at. And then same thing with how can I manage stress. Just all different ways for students to do better and get through their stuff a little bit more quickly. Again, this is the one that's self-graded. We don't even need to touch this one. Resource to help you succeed. This one could be a pretty fast one. If you notice, is like all of these things right here. And then this one is for goal setting. So this one can be extremely useful. It's designed to get them to be very realistic about time management and setting goals for how long it's going to take them to do what they need to do. But in general, this is a pretty quick one. Certainly could be done alone by a student, but again, it's the kind of thing that if a teacher was with them, it would probably be more meaningful. And I suspect a lot of students could probably do it incorrectly, and then just turn it in, and then we're going back and forth. Now this one right here gets into the folders that some of you are you're probably already familiar with. They're taking notes in here. This is all about pre-writing, and that one right there is a tutorial. That one is self-grading, so we don't have to worry about that one. But this one is not. Then paragraph writing. Again, here's a tutorial, so that one grades itself. And MLA formatting, this one right here. These two, I've blacked this one out. I got some. There's some issues with the citations. But these two right here, these are just sub-assignments that they turn in. And again, you can simply take a look at what they've turned in, go back to the instructions, and it's pretty easy to grade. A lot of it is like, is it complete? That's the very first thing. And then you look at the answers and make sure they're on target. The next one that follows after that is really a continuation of academic skills. This one, they practice using online thesaurus and swapping out words. This one's basically, it's formal versus informal language. This guy right here is self-testing, but these two right here, we have to grade those. And this one right here, these actually can get a little bit challenging. This guy grades himself, but then these other ones are all about like basically trying to push students to understanding. They have to look at a website and they have to evaluate, is this meaningful? Is this a reliable source? Can I count on this? I'm trying to remember what's in here. Is my writing? Oh, and then some plagiarism and paraphrasing in here. Okay, good. Now, I know I've hit the 10-minute mark, so I'm going to try and wrap this up. This guy right here, I got to be honest, I've gone through this one the most quickly, and I don't think anyone has turned in any of these assignments yet. Or, well, no, they probably have. But at any rate, I'm still new to these two, so it's once again, when these guys get turned in, you really just have to take a look, see what it is they're asking for, and compare that to what they turned in. And then finally, the last one, and this one is kind of, it's the biggest pain in my butt, but this guy right here is all based on a, what is it called? The shadowing, the My Job Shadow, I think it's called. But it's a website that they have to go on to, and then they have to go to different pages, take a couple of quizzes, and then record their responses. It's a little bit like those Go assignments that I see in science a lot. And so that one gets really challenging because not only, is it going to another website, and that can trip a lot of students up, but the instructions are kind of challenging. So, eventually, if you're doing this long enough, it's really worth your while to go ahead. We all have administrative accounts on that thing, but get in there, get a little familiar with the website. I'm so lightly familiar with it. It's sad, but I can tell students roughly what to do. I usually have to go back into it every 6 months or so just to remind myself. Anyways, I'm sorry. I know this took longer than is necessary. It's mostly what you would expect, but I hope that helped a little.